Lights, camera, action. How's it sound? How does it look? You know, I'm up in the hills. Not physically training for a fight, but living. And it was all good. It was all good. The people that were there were farmers. And I learned that they can still learn new tricks. How do it look? How do I look? Compared to what I was before. How do I look? And I'll tell you what, fact, not fiction, the hydro massage table at Planet Fitness is so good, I'm gonna buy one. It's a done deal. I just haven't got around to it yet. Even after I own my own, and how I'm gonna do it, just for this, here's dial 760-809-2172 if you want to fund whatever I was talking about with a $200 pound of last year's green bud. A $200 pound of last year's green bud. At $100 an ounce, that's $1,400 profit no matter how much you smoke, because you're having fun. Yeah, lights, camera, action. Dan Quinn is gonna take over the world in a good way. It's gonna be fun. It doesn't have to be painful. But make no mistake, this foolishness has got to stop or our planet is done, okay? And Donald Trump and his cronies that put him up to it, allowed it to happen. We've got to stop this. You guys give over the keys to the house to me, okay? And we'll shed no blood. On my trays, bitch. I'm the best that's ever been. Potentially. Make no mistake. Deion Sanders, when I say this, that feels good. That feels good. It doesn't hurt again. Like I did before yesterday at Planet Fitness for 10 minutes. It was electric. If massaging were on jeopardy, and massaging and sex are in the same category, what are your words? How much time do I have to think about it? Sex, come, massage, live again. As a youngster. Because this shit does what Dr. Akers does, but it does it with a warm, I'm going to get one. I'm cured. And they kicked me out again. Actually, I think what happened is I got kicked out of one gym, but corporate can't kick me out. Because they're corporate, and we're talking about ones that are privately owned. But it's on film, everything that happened. And I'm going to come out smelling like a rose till the very end. Because that's one thing about my astrology that it says. And it's spot on again. It says Dan Quinn lives his life like he's under a camera. They're watching at every phase of the game. Football wise, Deion Sanders, say what, my nigga, on a treadmill. Maybe now, after 10-minute visitation with Magic, the Magic. Can you be more specific, Mrs. Quinn? I could, but it hurts. Want to know why? Because the cops drew blood again. The cops drew blood again against Dan Quinn. I'm a slam dunk $1 million lawsuit for, let's see, let's count them up, because we got time. That's what I love about this thing. The first time was when a cop who has rules and he's not supposed to get mad at shit said to him, stands up and walks over and punches Dan Quinn, who's handcuffed in a chair. I think this is on film and shit, or it was in 1991, well before I got this fucking tat for free and shit. And the one on my back, I've already showed you. I got that for free for savagery inside the cage and shit. Anyhow, this cop punched me and I landed on the floor laughing. And I said, is that it? Can't you hit harder? I know girls that hit harder than you. You're laughing. And it sent him into a rage. And he punished by tweaking my knee and shit. And I couldn't run for 6 months. And the doctor for the Miami Heat that very night, Deion Sanders, said these words. He sprained every ligament in my knee and tore the calf muscle fascia from the bone. Yeah, happened. Couldn't run for 6 months. Deion Sanders. Anyhow, football in my mind was an option because with Dan Quinn's deep ties to the criminal underworld, I'm a 5-star general. I run shit. Okay? I run shit. I had Fred Riva removed by a story that I told to people who could look out for shit about when I was handcuffed to a tree like Jesus for 4.5 hours when I was 8 years old, just a baby at a family party where was Danny and shit for 4.5 fucking hours. 4.5 hours. What was going on in 4.5 hours, Doris Reva? Was Fred Reva fucking my mom in those 4 hours? When I was there by myself, but the baby was gone? Wow. You know what? I bet it happened. Anyhow, I bet lots of things happened given the proclivity of Fred to try and lay hands on me, wrestling at family parties and shit. But we'll go back to the handcuff for 4.5 hours that didn't draw liquid blood, but there was red marks, okay? Red marks. That's a wrap. That's jail time, Doris Reva. Fred is an embarrassment to the family. And Dan Quinn, I said it many times, okay? Maitreya, I'm here to take over the world. And I'm going to do it with weed, giving people deals and making money and shit. And we're going to stop. There's many things that need to be done, especially in my mouth and shit. I got to go to the dentist, and in one day, I want them to file down what drew blood. And the cops created attorneys and shit. Where's my letter? Where's my letter? What the fuck? We need a gas flame. Or I need to stop believing shit. Because this is ridiculous. It's on me. How did I just take found it, swallowed up with my cash, Doris Reva, Fred Reva, going to Vegas and hitting it big. What else was he doing? When he had such a good time, they threw me a Benjamin. A Benjamin. Hey, that's hella cool. Hella cool. You can come up with a Benjamin. Come up. What does that mean, Doris Reva? Come up between you and my dad. Were you guys into swinging back then? Who knows? But I thought about it a lot, Doris Reva, when I was jacking off. The thoughts of you, fucking Fred, come on. Me thinking I'm superior, and they did it in England for years and shit, but striking Fred down in a different century, which is what I would have done. I would have done it at 8 years old. I would have spilled his life and shit. That's why they handcuffed me. Why did they handcuff me? Who's they? Fred Riva, millionaire, dead. Wife extravagantly spending the fucking winnings when she hit the lotto and Fred was dead. And she didn't have to lose half and suffer a divorce, which should have happened years before, according to my mom and shit, who can't lie. According to my mom, she can't lie. But anyway, Doris, I'm going after your house, okay? With a good attorney. His name is Bryce Peeler. He's become an attorney. You don't have to actually go to law school. You just have to learn the rules. And that's what Bryce did. He shaved 20-something years of his sentence off. And I want to see my brother from another mother almost immediately. So what I'm going to do is file a motion to exculpatory evidence of what was reality in Coette's relationship. You know, were they gay? Were they blood brothers off the street? You know, everybody thought that Coette was a god because he was a football player at USC. But my first impression, Greg Coette, of you, if I came to Notre Dame, where did you go on your recruiting trips, stud? Okay, I went to anyone I wanted, straight up. So I picked 4 out of the 5 that I would have chosen. It feels so good, just like it did when I was a kid, stretching. And it's all because of Planet Fitness and this gym membership they have. It's only $24.95 a month, and you get access to a massage table that pays for itself in the first 10 minutes. Easily and shit. So where was I going? Anywhere I wanted, Doris Riva. My future in drugs was unlimited and shit. I don't know if I ever told you or if you listened, but Jorge, let's drop the Jorge. Let's just go with Hank Roan, okay? R-H-O-N. He owns the Agua Caliente racetrack. He's famous for different reasons. He was Raul Julia's character in Tequila Sunrise. And Mark Brannon was better looking, according to Joan, in her words, than Mel Gibson, my friend. Not Mel and his politics. They gotta go, fool. And so are you, fool. If you keep spouting some words. And we'll get to how I can touch you and not even be there. Like I did for Fred when I told Jaime and Spider, who, gentlemen, you know what, it's been too long, and I'm sure you're going to have access to this, to all 13 out there from Dan Quinn. I'm a 5-star general, and I was spoken these words by Spider. who, after telling me a story of how 13 guys got together and figured it out, they could make money and run a business and shit, that might require shootings and stabbings. Happens. The American government did it and got away with it for 236 years, because they have higher numbers of voters. Think about it when you get that bomb week, okay? What I'm saying makes sense. Just like to Mikey, when Bryce and I were planning our invasion of your room and we called it out because I had a different idea for knocking Taz out. Glorious. The feeling. This is right for a movie, Joe Rogan, and I'll let you handle it one time. There's a game film in the criminal game underworld of me on 8 West 200, 8 West 200, to people that know. That's all that need to be said, because it's a level 4 yard in every sense of the capacity. And I'm going to bring it up because they can't stop it. I knew I was among gods when I tasted the dope that we got on 8 West 200, because the people that brought it in were told what? Bring it in. That's your job. You'll never touch it. It's too pure. So when I did that dope, both marijuana and methamphetamine, I didn't have a glass. I couldn't smoke it, so I just snorted it, and I was jacking off for 12 straight hours. We had worked it out. Bryce Peeler, my brother, we're going to get you out, okay? Going to get you out. I want to have some fun. Now, when I say Bryce Peeler, people in Nevada City that like to party and have a good time, they're like, oh, what do they say about Bryce Peeler? Except, yeah, he's a god. He's a methamphetamine cook and does his work well, and people like it. And so he's at the top of the food chain in more ways than one. And I know this for a fact because Bryce has hands. We worked a little bit, okay? And it doesn't take much. It doesn't even really take sparring. It takes the right words and teaching Scott Smith words. This is how you do it, but Scott's too stupid. Tell you what, Scott, your ex-wife, I would love to put my mouth on her pussy and make her come as many times as I want to in a 30-minute period, playing the violin, because, oh yeah, that shit does work, Doris Reaver. I mention many things, and some people listen, and I said one thing about the violin. If somebody uses this to rape because you could, all you had to do was press on the top and the bottom of the G-spot at the same time on massage, and a woman can't help but come, because that's what it does. It's like the yin and the yang, you know, massage both ends, light it up. Yeah. So, party on Dan Quinn to celebrate the new year, okay? It's all on me. I'm gonna pay for it in weed, if that's all right. That currency work? I hope it does. In honor of my grandson, who is going to have money. He already does. He just don't know it, because that little guy, he hadn't woke up yet. I mean, he woke up perfect, but when do babies wake up, John Quinn? To being an adult and remembering. There's a lot of things I remember, like the incident with a hot roll track and blood, and when you broke down and you were sobbing, and I was like, what was I? I was, again, right around 8 years old, the same time frame that I'm handcuffed to a tree by a millionaire. Thank God, non-blood, passing me shitty genetics uncle, and Harry Heisler, Oberlieutenant Heisler. Here's how the story goes on Harry Heisler, who had to suffer wonderful opportunities after the Second World War, where men with German accents sometimes couldn't get a job because they had German accents and they were fucking German and Americans hated them, right? So, with that said, members of the jury, how does some things go, right? Dan Quinn is my trail, bitches. Both. How does it look? How does it look? I can't see. I need someone on the other end, and he's coming. George Freedom. He's a friend that has a license and insurance. So I gave him a job for the next 24 hours as a tester. He has a job already. He just doesn't know it. And a story that's being said is he has 24 hours to prove that he can just drive and mind his own business and talk if he wants to, because I'm not doing anything illegal. I could have. Did I? When I told people who could make it happen, just by words, about Fred Breva and what he did to me as a kid and shit. Fred Breva would have been on 8 West 200 or where do they put guys that hurt kids? He would have been in a single cell, locked off for his own protection and shit. Okay? Whereas Dan Quinn, what? In what form or fashion, since we're with the criminal underworld, Doris Reva, I'm at the very top because I'm a negotiator and I get along with the blacks and the Mexicans, okay, because I am albino, straight up, except for my cock, which is only 6 inches, but I'm a grower and I'm 6'3", so so good. The pain hurts again because of Planet Fitness, who I don't think they kicked me out. I can go to any Planet Fitness I want to, except for the one that's closest and shit. So what I did, Doris Reva, I have for now a Yukon Denali that needs a little work driving up with a driver to take me about my bidding and shit. Doing whatever I wanted within certain parameters and shit. A little sippy. Anybody ever had a little sippy? Something you like the taste of so much, you want to hit it again and again, like you do cigarettes? One day I'm going to show you how it's made, and you're going to be like, damn, where does all those fucking suds come from? That'll be after I blend nature's detergent for chemicals and water. It's called Stevia, and Stevia splits water apart into a natural gas, ladies and gentlemen, that can power engines. Tesla, where are you from, boy? I'm gonna be richer than you, fool. And it's not gonna take very long because everybody that's cool is gonna fucking pay it forward. It's gonna be done with weed, and we're gonna fucking stop what you're doing and look for a dentist that takes Medi-Cal patients. I'm on SSI because according to my mom, I'm broken. So she pushed the paper, and work for Dan Quinn virtually stopped. So thank you, John, for in one way providing a future that I was looking at as a first round draft pick over Frank Sands, who was second. Actually, I was so good that it kicked me off the team, Frank, to make room for you. And congratulations, stud. It happened. What happened? People are wondering. What would have happened, Frank, if you and I had actually fought that time when you took my shower and instead of cleansing yourself, okay? absolutely wonderful. The pain. Why did Lou Holtz kick me off a team to make room for you, Frank? Did you have any part in that? You couldn't have made the play. You wouldn't even make the depth chart if I was on the field because you were a scrub. And you didn't turn out like that. You made it to the pros. Congratulations, man. You took what was given to you and you maximized it. So because of that, in your area, in this weed thing and shit that's legally gonna make money, I want you to be a part. I could give you a gift, Frank, that you could pay to all your friends and shit, and some of them might actually smoke weed and like it because it makes everything better, because it does. They have studies and proof. We just have to find it. But it's out there. And what we do is we sue the United States government from point. My tongue is bloody on both sides with divots. If I was trying to talk to a cop, which I did many times, the last 2 days, I've had cops called on me by what I see as worthless fucking individuals, but it's now on paper, so I don't have to shuffle. You know, all I gotta do is go down and ask for it. But Dan Quinn did, and I wouldn't recommend this for everybody. Ferris Bueller, are you really that cool? Matthew Broderick, we're gonna find out. But you know what Dan Quinn did? Anything he wanted to, at any time, because it was always right and shit. All Dan Quinn needed was money, and he could put his dreams into actions. And so, Frank, 1 pound of green with buds, it'll get you, you know, I don't know about you, but it'll get some people highly fucked up if they smoke enough of it, okay? $200 for 16 ounces. That's $1,400 profit per pound. And I'm offering it to you on a regular basis to fund kids that don't have coming what should be coming for whatever reason. You know, Shaquille O'Neal. Do you know? I wonder. I wonder if Shaquille would have wanted to know Dan Quinn. You know what? Just on the cover, because he's a white boy that's faster than every black on the field and shit. Maybe not quite as quick, because it's 6'3", 230-pound fucking frame. You know, not right now. was fast enough to catch every black kid from behind that he played with and shit. And I would have caught Tim Brown on that video in the scrimmage when they ran away from me. Because I had already dropped Timmy in the backfield for a 12, 14-yard loss. And I've been telling people for years. That I had 6 sacks in the spring game and shit. And it didn't work out like that. It was only 2.5 sacks, but I was in the backfield so much, whoever was trying to cover me, that a black scout walked up to me and said the following: I'm not supposed to be talking to you, but here's my card, and you're top 5 if you don't get hurt. So the things Dan Quinn heard, Doris Riva, was I ever tied up and forced to listen to Fred and Joan fought up in his cool shed that you never went up in? The symbology between you and a grandma your age that I know is remarkable. Jimbo Galloway. Jimbo Galloway is my chosen uncle. He's so cool. He's a god, and he happens to be family. Yeah, the good uncle would have had Fred killed many years before I did. No shit. See, I didn't think that I could, but I did. So I'm not guilty and shit. I thought if I was gonna get Fred, we'd set up a vacation to Mexico and shit. And have him start racing very fast cars. Or was it an auto accident and shit? You know? I don't know. And I can pass a lie detector and shit. I don't care. Just so long as the truth about me and Fred Riva is motherfucking known. I had him dead with an idea, Doris. Straight up. Give him a freebie to Mexico and lots of shit can happen. Like fun. To Mexico, what they should do is legalize, like California did. Yeah, Jorge Hank Rome. Nice to finally meet you. I had been offered the opportunity several times and had to bug out. What were you thinking when I didn't show up? Well, wasn't it because I was in training for winning the 1991 Golden Glove Championship? First round knockout, dude was laying dead for 5 minutes. That was one of the things I was doing. winning a state title within 3 years of starting to box, starting to learn how to do it, because those that did like what they saw, so they would teach me. I'll tell you what, Hank, we should fucking go out. It's on me. First opportunity, I'll show you legally what 50 pounds of green bud that I'm getting for, doesn't matter what I'm getting for, but I'm doubling. So I'm selling it for 2. It's all about numbers. And what I'm thinking is giving it out to special people like Frank Sands on a regular basis. I need my own machine, and I have the money laying in a field up in the Grass Valley. And my number is 760-809-2172 for right now. I will always have that number, but I'm gonna have to switch phones. So I don't risk divulging your information. But like I said, 760-809-2172, plug it in, Hank, and have one of your people get in touch. I request it respectfully. And, I come bearing gifts, man. How much will it cost to figure the best way to do it and spread peace, a little wealth, and love throughout the community? I gotta get better lighters. Now I'm in pain. Oh, I was talking about Dan Quinn and the police and shit. And when the doctor for the Miami Heat said that they sprained every calf muscle or the calf fascia something, and tweaked every ligament in my knee, and I'm a champ, that's money. Pat Byrne. Do I have a lawsuit against you? Are you still alive? Anyhow, so that's the police brutality, number one. And then they tried over and over again by putting me in the same cell as a black man, and it just wouldn't work because I get along and they understand and shit and come to love me. Like Snubs, my nigga. What's up, Snubs? Tell you, I got love for you. And you're a savage. You're a beast. So I want you on my team forever. Do you think yeah, you do? That's what I like about you. Because you're not just a fucking thug rapper. You got brains, young man. So how do I phrase it at a sit-down meeting when I'm going to take over the world using my connections? I would like to have the gentleman from the red team up north, part of their, what? Anybody heard of the Oak Park Zilla Bloods organization within an organization that does what? Well, you know, the cops always lie and make shit up. So what do they really do? Since forever, you have access to Grass Valley Green at as many pounds at $200 as you want. Son, you just don't come up because I want it. And I don't know, depending on a book and shit, you know, the blacks are always left out. You know, not innocence and shit. You guys, that's a come up. And it's forever. From me to you, because you're my friend. My nigga. So I would like you to call 209-640-0345 and talk to Riley Priceout, who is on the fucking council of the blue team. And he's a friend of mine. And you guys will get along at a lunch. And I want to work some shit out with the guy who said the following. So I heard when I entered the house, just put it in his food. It won't kill him. It'll just burn him. And I thought, WTF, did I just hear what I heard? You know, what are they talking about? Are they trying to kill people for their fucking money? But when I was laying in pain that night, I thought, oh my God, they fucking got me. Even though what I heard is only gonna hurt. Tell you what, pain is so subjunctive because I can take it. Mike, to the point, I'll defeat you and you'll have fun with it. We'll do different little tests. Go to Dr. Herb Akers. Who gets to the bone and shit in his work, and it hurts so much that the more hurt you take, the better you feel again and shit. Yeah, it's magic. And so he can't tap me out, and I tell him, go ahead and shit. You can't do it. And trust me, Mike, even though you have a huge crop, how do I know this and shit? Because you're outside pissing, and I see it. Are you serious? Did I just catch you out? But when you're shadow boxing, and I can see it, I'm thinking, would you be doing this around anybody he knew and feared that he knew who the fuck I was and the respect I get. Would he be doing that? I wonder. So Riley Price, what I'm saying is this. I want the truth from what they fucking got me with. That burned my stomach and made it so I couldn't take a shit for almost 4 months. So I stopped eating, and I got down to 179 pounds, homeboy, because I couldn't eat because I was backed up because I wasn't shitting, and they thought that I was gonna be dead. And I finally took a shit when I got the Stevia. I love you, homeboy. You know that, right?
I don't care really how you feel about it, man. Just leave the hell alone.
Well, did you like that coffee and cigarette?
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
That's all right.
I ain't got no time for no foolishness, bro. I ain't got no time for no foolishness. I'm trying to live my own life and leave other people alone.
You're doing well, homeboy.
Yeah, but
You're doing well. See, I'm talking to two people. One of them, he's not here right now. That's Terrence. Everybody likes him because he's an OG and shit. It's not morning Terrence. You know what? Is that why there's so much conflict?
I live on like people start throwing lazy food, and I told you I don't let them bother me because I put in my own house problem. And my house problem takes care of me to the fullest.
And your higher power came and talked to me, and I said, yeah, give him what he wants. So I started out with coffee and cigarettes because I know that's what you want. And I have a card in my pocket that's good for $100, homeboy.
Yeah.
Well, if you were to find $100, you just found it. What would you do with it? Could it make your day?
Yeah, make my day.
Stupid question, huh?
Oh, well.
Yeah, there's so many things you could do with it.
Yeah. Make my day.
Well, I sent $100 to an incredibly good-looking woman.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Did I get catfished? I don't know, because I know for a fact. You already seen her, that blonde that I sent you?
Yeah.
You seen her, right?
Yeah.
Movie star. Am I right?
Yeah, she's true.
Yeah. I'm gonna meet her. That's a no-brainer.
What am I calling those? What am I calling?
What'd you do with it? Take a sippy sip of this.
No, I got it. I got it.
Take a sippy sip and tell me what you think, man. I'll share it.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm all right. Cool.
So you'll do it later.
Yeah, do it later. Cool. Yeah.
My nigga. We gotta get this house more warm. Actually, we just gotta get one of those 760-809-2172. The first one who calls in with how much one of those water massage tables at Planet Fitness costs, because I'm getting one of those within the next couple of days. It's just how much it converts to weed. Find out, and you can help me, and you'll always get access if you're around me, you can use it because you helped me get it. And you helped me get it by getting a bomb deal. $200 pounds of Grass Valley last year green bud. They grew so much that they had a glut, and you know what? It's just coming out now. But if you can't make money at $1,400 a pound profit, then that's a good one. Anyway, on my tray of bitches, Joe Rogan. Some people think they like you. I'm gonna find out. You know, I'm gonna end this with a little, it's cold. That's the only reason why I'm thinking, oh, I gotta smoke some weed. Don't smoke weed dry. Put it in your mouth and shit. Get it wet, damp, and then pack your bowl so there's airflow and start hitting it. Oh. Nothing. We've already ended. You just don't get it. We've already ended and you just don't get it. I'm gonna shoot this all the way through and then edit. And most of you aren't gonna see hardly anything that's on this. Except for a video game. And it's gonna go like this. Do you think that the earth deserves to be saved? And that's a question from Dan Quinn. We're gonna run a poll down. On Twitter. But I was kicked off on Twitter for saying the following. You don't know Twitter, do you? I was burning my fingers more.
That's in a light.
They could show a movie, Doris Reva, of Dan Quinn. Thank you, brother. Taking over the tribes in one way. It happened. I knocked Sac Maniac Taz out, and that's what happened. It doesn't matter how it happened, or that they can make movies about that and shit. Two guys and they get into a knife fight, shut everybody down. Where was I gonna be and shit? On the outside looking in? No, it wasn't gonna go down like that. I wasn't gonna let Bryce Peeler. Tell you what, Tad, that you're not an officer of a prison gang because you're dumb. Okay, you just happen to be Taz, as big as me, and the go-to guy. So I thought he's worthy. Well, let's keep him. Okay. Bryce Peeler didn't feel that way. He was sharpening the tip of his neck to where he was going to make you bleed. Okay, and you came in with a thumper that was bruised. Okay, the two of you together, in this story, I saved your life. So I ended up knocking Sack Maniac Taz out, Doris Reva, and this is on a level 4 yard. And all the Mexicans and all the blacks, they had been waiting for something. You know what? It was party time. They were going to see a show, and everybody knew it. It just happened to be when we were drinking, and it was alcohol infused anger that started it. Joe Biden. You're a good president. You're a very good president, and people like you. And that's why they've gotten so much done and shit. What can we do to stop him? He's a little monster, and they just let him grow up. They didn't do him at birth and shit like they would have done back in the 12th, 14th century. But Donald Trump is like George Bush, a joke and shit on us. So what I'd like to do is unveil what many consider to be the best blender on the planet. $450. Vitamix. I didn't realize Vitamix had so many blenders, so many models. But this is $450 of different, same. Same, different. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it, Mom. I'm gonna do whatever I want, and that's spare you, because I saw them, aliens coming out of your room. They woke me up as a bone to you, because it wasn't your fault. You were being programmed to defeat me. Thank you. I love it. what I'm gonna get into next considers the Albert Einstein category. Cold fusion. It's out there somewhere, according to him. And here's how the reality goes. Water powers engines right now. It's only one of the 6 carbons that's attached to the 14 H's that explode them into, at the tail end, dust. The water's gone, but we're ruining this fucking world. President Biden. And I'm going to show you Stevia blend water into a natural gas that can power engines. Now if I get this on, right as full. Yeah, it's been a while figuring this shit out. How to get them back in again? That's the question. Why didn't? Because I was blending so much, bringing Peachy back, and then my good Uncle Bob back again, that I didn't need to. Wow, I'm in pain. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to smoke a lot of weed. I'm going to take a lot of hits, and I'm going to smoke a minimum amount of weed because I've gotten it wet, and I'm nursing it. I'm turning it to a smudge pot where it smokes, gets you high as fuck, saves you money. We'll get into that in future videos. But since I'm here to set things straight, I would say again, because I've gotten into that rhythm, but we're the ever straight. Before aliens came, it was, and women were in charge. This is such good shit. It's top shelf. It costs it. And I was willing to pay to not drive up the hill and get a tester of my shit. But I'm sure that my shit works because people are paying for it. They want it. It's a commodity, like cigarettes. Jessica Coley, how much damage have you done to American youth? Not smoking enough weed, getting kind of in between and acting a fool and shit. And people are like, fuck marijuana. Everything that I've said on, I've been up for, is it 11 days now, Doris Fever? I was up one time on frontline shit for 17 days. That was chemicals. And it was so pure that Katie, my oldest sister, who's now dead, who wouldn't be if I was her supplier, which she wanted and I wouldn't do, did I kill her inadvertently because she got bad dope and now she's dead? The more you smoke when you're on weed, no, that's not what I was saying. Wow. What I was saying is that Stevia weed is like natural methamphetamine, ladies and gentlemen. And it goes like this. In different segments of our society, on the illegal side, if it's methamphetamine group, they're cook as a god, and I'm friends with them. So when I say that I have access to frontline dope, that's how it goes out and shit, and it dwindles now because people, for the most part, are what? Honest, A, B, question mark, write your own term. 3, scandalous. 4, live in scandal mento. I was gonna get that tattooed, scandal mento. Basically, a fuck off. But whose fault was it? The government and shit, because times are tough, and it always works like that. The economics get tough, and so people feed on each other, and it shouldn't have to happen like that. Deals that dry up aren't worth anything, Frank Sam. So when I say that you're on the forever team of getting marijuana for $200 a pound and it's good quality, you can't just fuck it off down the road and expect that I'm gonna stick by it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the same guy that was pissed and did a video, I think, where I talked to you across the table, and it's a duel in the 17th century, and there's waiters and lives depending on it, and they don't even shoot. Sippy cup. Stevia. Mood and mind stevia. Jeff Bezos. I want in on the stevia part. I don't want to make money off the stevia just quite yet because I don't understand about the growing products. What's it gonna take? How much arable land? Is that a word? but we'll figure it out. And I just want access to however many stevia I need for me and my family to protect us, because stevia is protection from chemicals, because stevia blends out chemicals from water. Yeah, sometimes the burn pattern is so fluid that it creates a shelf where the flame blows over and nothing smokes. So you gotta wiggle it. I feel so good. If I have my own machine, which I can afford, because I'm a future billionaire just off my idea. The idea to spread weed to the world, to bring the tensions down. Everybody should smoke weed. There are studies that prove it and should. That weed's so good, they made it illegal because the only body that know about it are the friends of criminals and should. Oh yeah, I can do that all day, every day. I like you. See, when Morning Terrence leaves, I love that guy. So he's gonna be in the two for 16 program. The original 2 for 16. Joe Biden does start a book. 2 for 16 changed America and the world. Joe Biden. These thoughts, when my brain opens up, 155 or 54 of them, 55 was my number they gave me. They rolled it out, There's a lot of 55s for scrubs, that are on the team and shit. I guess they're not scrubs, they actually made the team. Hand-me-downs from future and past 55s, and I was one of them. And shit, Frank Sam. I chose 41, which was a number of 5. So there's a future when the numbers 4, 0, 1, and 5 are in a position where if you need something, you press that combination and you're going to get what customer service thinks you deserve. What's going to help you is like a new AAA, and it's going to be all on me because weed is wonderful and now it's legal. And so my idea and shit is to start a new AAA that's free to put them out of fucking game and shit, because they're not trying to make it safe for people that call in, that have been members for 20 something odd years. And my mom takes me out for what reason? Because I'm in a hospital. should have left me on so I'm safe when I'm driving. Anyway, 2 for 16, people that have access to for 2 bills, for 2 nights fun, I'm going to get 16 nights fun. I just have to pay 2 back, and then 14 nights fun. You know, and that's if you're just being, you're not breaking it down and upcharging, you know, just to get rid of it. So, a $1,400 opportunity to somebody who gets me the following ASAP. The number for James Jimbo to me Galloway, Galloway, Galloway. You know, Hell's Angels. He has friends among them. He's a cook. He has anybody he chooses. He's a god. He's family, like Bryce Peter. They just don't know it yet because we haven't had a chance. And I went over to Jimbo's house, and there's no one in there. And there's a caretaker, and this punk almost stepped into it because I'm banging on the door. Hey, anybody in there? Because I used to be welcome to the owner. And my niggas, like the punk that came over, they were welcome too because we're colorblind and shit. But punks like that, no. And if I want to, I'll let him step in and shit and check himself into the hospital. He's like, hey. And I'm like, yo, what? Hey. We'll figure it out what he did and shit. To the point, but instead of saying, hey, who are you? Well, you know, I'm a former friend of the people that own this place. And I'm going to be rich enough to buy it. Within how many days with unlimited fucking pounds would it take to get the money for Jim Galloway's house, which is, oh, I love it. You know, I feel comfortable there, Doris Reva, instead of over at Uncle Freddie's. And so whoever gets me Jim Galloway's number, I'll give you one-time access to the 2 for 16, and you'll come up. Big time. You know, what you do with it, hey, you know what? It can only happen once, Tom Cruise. Or can it? Yeah, so one of the ideas I had was the idea for a video game where you paid money and the money went into a fund. I need, nobody's called. Oh yeah, you can use my lighter right here. You can use my cigarette. You can peace with me right here while you're walking away, bro.
Yeah, that's okay.
Wait, you want to use my lighter? Come back, I have some weed for you, homeboy. What's wrong? What's wrong is they're on meds and shit. They're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Okay.
because he loves weed and shit. And I blessed him. But Bill don't want to bless himself for some reason. You know? And I'm not going to delve into it and shit. Just got to figure out how he'll accept weed so he'll be so less hard on himself and shit. So my idea was for a game where you thought about the worthiness of humans and saving this planet and shit. Okay? Are humans worth Earth? And if the story goes, what do we do? You know? What am I looking for? Oh, I found it. Without the weed. But see, here's the deal. When you put it in like that, it starts turning to brick. And all you gotta do is turn it into charcoal. Okay? You get charcoal to smoke your meat, turn weed into charcoal. Okay? And it'll smoke you the fuck out and shit. I don't need to get a cigarette. I have them. So Dan Quinn's gonna open his own store, John Quinn, and he's gonna sell weed. For basically whatever I want to, or I'm allowed, depending on who I go through. If I go through my friend up in Grass Valley, I can do whatever I want because he has no political agenda about anybody but his own self making money and supporting his family and fuck everybody else, you know, in a cool way because everybody likes him. He's a god. He's a farmer. Dirt, water, soil. You know, did I just say the same thing twice? To some people, yeah, because they're stupid. Dan Quinn got delivered to Planet Fitness and back by cops on the house with no handcuffs because a black kid, for some reason, didn't like Dan Quinn. And when Dan Quinn went in as a member, and my first day back, excited, leaving my stuff out and shit, trusting that the very good people of Planet Fitness and the security cameras that are everywhere will keep people honest. And when I leave, I'm a member, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, okay? Because I'm going to sue Planet Fitness, even though I love them. Yeah, this kid called the cops, and I had a piece of paper and shit. I'm going to get up because I want to. This piece of paper is pink, and it says notice of trespass, official notice. What does it say? Oh, it says Planet Fitness. Okay. Name of business or property owner. the Negro that's going to get clowned to the point of what, we'll figure it out, whether it's will make him destitute and he'll wish he was dead because he tried to get me thrown in jail over what? Why call the cops when I'm a member and I come back from doing whatever I was doing, which was handing out weed and trying to get a phone charger so I could get back on the internet and tell people that I'm my trade. And I'm going to prove it by providing whatever they need. There's a day when the numbers 4, 5, it doesn't matter. It's going to be easy code. And if you need $100 for some reason, and we have it in weed, and you can turn it, people always want it, and you'll get it. Yeah, so anyway, what I have here, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let me flatten this very unofficial. How many customers was this prepared for? You know, at what point after putting it up and pulling away, because you guys have play, stop, rewind, forward, and many others. So let's go and see what it says. Date. I can't even read it. It was yesterday. Was at 12, 2 or 3. How can they trespass when I'm a member? And this black kid got me kicked out for not ever. Because if he did, I would think about it with friends in his community and touch him and not even be there. Doris Reva. Do you know how many times I fantasized about fucking you, Doris Reva? And then I started to come and shit. And at what point is it normal for kids to think about fucking? Because when I was 8 years old, I was thinking, you know, this buffoon, if I was allowed in the 16th century, which I had read about and shit, because I was a prodigious reader, 154 IQ. Thank you, Doris Reva, for you were the inspiration for where did Craig go? Craig Tusher, Beacon. I'm thinking Princeton, New Jersey, full scholarship. They spent millions of dollars studying the idea that I gave to Craig because it hit when I told him, you know, all animals are like humans. When there's not enough space, they go nuts. I saw it in mice. When mice were in equilibrium inside a cage, they were mice. And then too many mice and they went nuts. Oh my God. And the psychological trauma, Doris Reva, on a kid who who fell in love with each and every one of those mice. You know, when they were first babies. That was my pet. You know, I didn't realize we should have taken them to the vet and got them fixed so they could live in equilibrium, which you could have paid for if you had thought about it. Did you on purpose? I have a slam dunk. This is to officers Warren, Nelson, and Hernandez. Wake the fuck up. How many minutes were you allowed to fucking pull my arms up behind my back when I was handcuffed? How many minutes? To the point where which one of you said, "What the fuck were you on, dude?" You know? I was pissed. And what you guys did is you tore my fucking shoulder again to where Dr. Greenfield at Kaiser, he's a friend, and he said, "Oh yeah, they tore my work. Gotta do it again." And that's because of you and shit. And that sergeant that was looking, I got her name. I can't remember it, Bryce Peeler. Bryce Twisted Peeler, give me a call, homeboy, when you see this. You got money, okay? Or do you? You have access. Do people know who you are? I would imagine and shit, you know, not wanting to fuck with you. I'm gonna eat some more gummies here. We're gonna have a gummy store that's gonna make $2 over what I spend on it and nothing more. Or maybe $1, $1 a day. We'll work it out, but it'll be a lot cheaper than what you're paying now for your edible. And they're just as good, trust me. They're probably some of the same ones. You just don't have the hookup because you're living your life, doing whatever. And in Donald Trump's case, getting away with much too much of it over the years. Jeffrey Epstein, the cover-up, the murder, oh my God. Why is there no movie? Okay, do we have to wait for a book? Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were friends in college, okay? Did they go to the same college? I don't even know, but I do know this. That you can throw a party and have everybody invited. And that's what Dan Quinn is doing, okay? On my come up, okay? I'm gonna be taking 5 pounds of weed, and one person is gonna get a pound of weed. It's gonna cost me $100, but that's a $1,400 come up to them. One person is gonna get 1 pound. A couple other people are gonna get blessed pounds just because that's how I do it. And as a, hey, you know what, take this and see what people think of it, you know? If it gets you high, which it does, it's damn well worth it. It's good money. Yeah. yeah, I've already said this, in honor of Oliver Benjamin Quinn, my grandson, who was born and then the earth shook to the point where they reported it on TV within 45 minutes. So, was that coincidence? He's going to be taught the right way to do it by his parents. And I'm sure I'll be there because Dan Quinn knows how to do it on all levels. There's many times that he was caught up in financial crisis, but that should have been taken care of by a first round draft pick, Frank Stams. You know what I'm saying? Me looking at you all these years and thinking that you took my shower. Remember what I said? I said, this is an idea for a video game. What would have happened? Knowing Frank and knowing Dan Quinn, okay? Because Dan Quinn was taking a shower, and then out of respect or misuse of knowledge, people pissing and having it go over your feet, acetic acid. But is that disrespectful to the next person? Wasn't going to sit and think about it. You just got out of your stall, went and took a piss, and then went back, and you got your same unit. That's how it's always been. And when I came back, Frank Stams wasn't washing himself. He was looking at me, you know, looking at me. I wonder what you're thinking, right? That I'm some punk, you know? And I said, really? You want to fight naked? I said, you want to get your ass whipped so I can put on your clothes, okay? Let's get done with our showers, man. You know? What did I say? Have some respect. Fucking stop. You want to fight naked? That was because why? Because I destroyed you every time I face you, and that was the only way you could get back at me. You know, put it like this. I don't know if I was out of line, but people will figure it out. Is Frank Stams worthy, just on football, of being given lifetime access to 2-4-16, just like John, Ruth, and Mary? It could be fucking chapters in some brand new book that we write just because. And there's a class action lawsuit against Walmart for him already, to people that want to get paid as much as you're worth. You should give a call. Oh. Yeah, I'm starting to stiffen up because I haven't been smoking weed and shit. Oh, Vitamix blender, the best in the world. And I got black, because I like it. I identify black on the yard athletically. Bomb, everything that I expected and more, but not the exact model that I want. Hey, this is your guys' house, so you figure out what you want to eat, and I'm gonna spend $100 at DoorDash and have them bring $100 worth. So if there was $100 in my pocket, what would you choose? What do you think about it?
It still feels good.
Mason,
What?
question.
What?
Are you familiar with sports and stretching?
Yeah, it's important to stretch.
You were what?
It's important to stretch.
Oh yeah. Do you know about stretching?
Me.
The difference? Hold on. You're not gonna throw that away in the show, right? There's one good cigarette.
Well, it was on the floor. So
No, I put it there on purpose, man. You think I'm picky?
Oh, this. In the house.
Those are dead. Those are dead. Yeah. You made it. You're at the top. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna hire you away
No.
for Mitzi.
No.
Why not?
I'm not living.
Huh?
I'm not living.
Because this is the perfect job, isn't it? This is your perfect job.
It's not that.
Could you plug that in for me?
Why can't you do it?
Because it's on his side, and I'd have to lean. And
It's not even here.
yeah, it's behind that piece of paper. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can get that. Now for drinking water and this test. Well, just true. I'm filling up my Vitamix blender. I'm filling it up with a third water because water triples in size. When you put stevia in it, it turns into a white soup. It's a natural gas. That's good.
I just told you why you smoke in the house.
I'm gonna own this house.
So if you don't own it now, why you
Okay,
doing
I'll
it?
go
You said,
outside.
oh,
I'll go outside. Mitzi's not even hearing to it.
doesn't matter if she's not here.
Well, you know that Mitzi fucked up, don't you?
How she fucked up?
Doing what she did.
Alright.
What did she do yesterday?
How she fucked up?
What did she do?
Nothing illegal?
She called the cops. What was it that Mitzi said?
What?
What did she tell the cops? She's my caregiver, and she's calling the cops and lying. Here, Bill. Review.
Should I take it?
Oh yeah. both have it together.
Oh, come on.
Take them. They're yours. It saves me a trip.
You're not mine.
Stevia and weed is amphetamine, pure. And I'm gonna pour stevia in water. I have a little cup that I got from the hospital. What is this size? Something milliliters, ounces. And there you go. No reason to burn my machine out, but water triples in size. Stephen Hawking, he's no longer with us. What was Stephen Hawking? 167?
Right, Mike?
Yeah, that's you. They got your name on it. Mason's always on top of it. He's gonna get paid. Mitzi, you called the cops on me and you lied and so I threatened you. I threatened your job. See that white suit? Mason? See that white suit? Do you see any water?
I don't know.
Pay attention, please.
Yeah, I'm paying attention over here.
Boy, you know what? Handle your business. But while you're handling it, doing what you do, think about where that water went. And now it's starting to come back at the bottom because all the hydrogens are falling out of it. Split H2O. It's like Willy Wonka, white bubbly soup. Hey Bill, since you're eating, I have something for you. It's a 1 gummy tablet. There you go. Take it. That is a trip, man. In a good way. Mason,
Mm.
do you follow religion at all?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Maitreya?
No.
Maitreya, Maitreya.
No.
Neither did I until I read up on him. This was told to me by a old grower who has mastered his art. Get enough for a bowl and then get it wet with your spit and shit. Well, that felt wonderful. And before, it hurt. And pack your bowl and make sure you had drop and then just hit it.
Bit off.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I've been up for 11 days, guys. How many days have I been here? Mason, how many days have I been here?
I don't know.
Can you find out? Can you? My name is Dan Quinn. And most of you don't know me,
Yeah, take this.
but to the cops, the only thing on here is a, what is this, Mason? In my hand.
What? A lock?
The lock. Is it just a lock though?
I don't know.
Can you imagine being put into a penal system where your only defense was locks and socks?
Take your more minutes.
Oh yeah, straight up to the source. I know about cooking methamphetamine illegally. I've had friends that were gods my entire life.
This is all good.
Well, you know what? When you say how good, see that stuff on the bottom? See that stuff on the bottom? That's all good. That cured my uncle of 6 cancerous breast tumors in 4 months. 74 pounds of flabby fat in 4 months. And type 2 diabetes was gone within 2 weeks. That stuff on the bottom. Pure H2O. Can you see it? All that soap floating is garbage that they put 2 hours. Damn, a lot can happen in 2 hours. To the first 50 who give me a call, I'll give you an ounce just because you called, and I can.